Although there is no integrated voice assistant, the Dreame X40 has a microphone built in, which is located in the marked place. For obvious reasons, you might want to remove this. This means you lose the large particle boost function, which is not a big loss. I'll explain why at the end of the video. To remove the microphone, the robot needs to be disassembled. I'll show you how to do this now. If you're not careful here, the problem will basically solve itself, because you will simply tear the microphone off. From here, carefully separate the housing parts, disconnect the microphone plug, and then we can easily remove the microphone from the cover by loosening the 4 screws on the holder. We are now done and can reassemble the robot. Finally, something about the large particle boost function and why it's not a big deal if you lose this function. Briefly about the function, in the interaction between the front camera and the microphone, we have an increase in suction power, which is then carried out automatically when large particles or a correspondingly large number of particles generate loud noises. This means that a background noise is created, which is then detected by the microphone, and then an increase in suction power is carried out if you are not already on the maximum suction level. With the X50, the whole thing is refined a bit. The main brush speed also plays a role. It's not new as far as dirt detection is concerned, because we have had this with iRobot since 2004 with the second generation of the Roomba. The whole thing is implemented using a piezo sensor in the suction channel, which is actually more sensible. It was originally just a piezo sensor, which was then supplemented by infrared sensors in the opening of the dust container. Unfortunately, iRobot then started to remove the piezo sensor again, which is a disadvantage when it comes to fine particles. They then tried to solve the problem using the front camera. It was a total failure at the beginning. I made a video about it once. There is a link in the description if you want to take a look. The current Dyson robot, the Dyson VisNav, also has a piezo sensor built in. We also know it from Dyson's cordless vacuum cleaners, and it takes the whole thing to the next level, because it is much more sensitive than what iRobot used to use, and there are now levels in the boost function that the robot can use. And why is the whole thing not a problem with the X40 if the function is no longer available? It is simply because, according to my tests, you should only operate the vacuum robot at the maximum suction level anyway. I made a video about it here, which shows 0.2 gram of certified test dust applied, and there is also a comparison between the X40, the Dyson VisNav, and the Roomba 980 that uses the piezo sensor and infrared sensor variant of dirt detect technology. That's what iRobot calls it. The X40 is simply not a good vacuum cleaner. It doesn't matter which brush you use. I made a comparison video between both brushes, and even after 10 passes or even 14 passes, there are still dust residues from the test dust. The video is linked in the description. I hope that will be different with the X50 and maybe the reason why people are complaining about the X50 battery life, which hopefully is simply related to the fact that the robot will probably also bring a bit more suction power to the area. That's it on this topic in general. Thank you for watching. See you next time.